Bambies, Kaleidow here, and welcome back to another Sims 4 Creator Sim video. Today we are creating the Anchor family, which are a part human, part mermaid little family. They are so adorable and I am obsessed with them. I cannot wait to create my Let's Play. So this is going to be for my island living Let's Play, of course, which will hopefully be out in the next day or two. I have been going back and forth on the idea of whether or not I should be doing a series, and I thought I'm gonna go back to my roots. I'm going to get back into Let's Plays. Yeah, of course there's going to be a storyline, and there is a little bit of a sad story behind this family, and you guys are going to understand in a little bit. But at the whole beginning of this video, we're actually working on the daughter, so I won't talk about that until we get to the mum and the dad. But in this family, the daughter, her name is Marceline, but her nickname is actually Marcy. Everyone calls her Marcy, and she is so adorable. I was very much inspired by Indonesian and Filipino more looks when it comes to facial features, I suppose I should actually say, which you know are also islander countries. I believe the Philippines connects with the Pacific Islands, well it did in the past, but I still thought that I really wanted to kind of put some of my own roots into this Let's Play. I am half Filipino myself, and I really wanted to make some half Filipino looking characters, and Marceline is definitely that, and her mom is so adorable. You guys are going to see her mom soon. She is so cute. Back to Marceline here, or Marcy I should call her. She is such a cool girl. She is a mermaid. Like I said, she's kind of stuck between two worlds because her dad is a mermaid and her mom is a human sim, like a normal sim. But she doesn't know which world she wants to actually fully live in, if she wants to be more human or more mermaid. But she does have this core being inside her who wants to be one with the ocean. And I think it really gets difficult for her because she loves human sims. I'm just gonna call them normal sims from now on, but she loves Sims, but she sees how they cause destruction to her homeland, which is also the ocean. That is why she is going to be very conservationalist. Is that a word? She's going to be very sensitive to the environment, so she's of course going to only eat vegan food. For one, that would make sense because it would be weird if a mermaid was eating fish anyways. She also will love cleaning up the beaches. I feel like that is something that she'll be constantly doing, combing through the sand and trying to help the environment however way she can. And I think she would also be into making some sort of club, a club that would help preserve Solani in its beautiful natural habitat. I think that would be fantastic. I really like the idea of Marcy creating some kind of group and having a bunch of friends, because I love getting you guys involved in my Let's Plays. I thought it would be really cool to ask you guys to create some teenager sims for me and maybe upload them onto the gallery with the hashtag Kaleidow. And then maybe in the first episode, I'll be able to create some families that have other teenagers. They don't have to be mermaids, they can be normal human sims. I think that would be the best way, honestly, because she's trying to connect with her human side, but then also mix it with her mermaid side. Yeah, if you guys could create some normal sims, that would be fantastic. They can be boy, girl, whatever. I will be choosing a diverse range of different sims, and hopefully Marcy will have a fun little group to hang out with, and they can go ahead and comb the beaches all together. So that's really exciting. That's one aspect to the Let's Play that I'm just really keen to explore. Marcy will be our vessel when it comes to all of that conservationalist side of the pack. When it comes to other stuff like romance and more to do with elemental, child of the island trait stuff, that's going to come to the mom and also the dad, of course. So we got Kalin Anchor here. The dad is a little bit of a funny character. He's actually dastardly. He loves to play tricks on people. He's that kind of mermaid. He loves to party. He's such a party animal, but he is good. He is so good. All of his jokes and tricks are in good faith. He doesn't mean to hurt anyone, and Unfortunately, you're going to hear a little sad story once we get to the mum, but it is so sweet, honestly. The story of how he met Marcy's mum is just so cute. Maybe we could get them to have another baby in this Let's Play. I don't feel like they're at the end of their ropes. Like, they definitely could have another child. That is a possibility, and I feel like the mom would really like that. Kalin is a little bit of a softie in his core, so he would love to have another child. I'm sure that he just adored raising Marcy. He would have had a blast. He would have been the cutest first dad ever, and probably over the moon, like when Marcy had her first swim or whatever. Is that even a thing? Wouldn't have that been so adorable if we had toddler mermaids and they had, instead of first steps, they had like first doggy paddle? I don't know. Or the first time their tail flips out, I don't know. But I wish that we had mermaid versions of the baby Sims. That would have been so cute. It's really sad that we don't have that in Island Living. I would have adored that. But anyways, we can just try to make it up in our heads anyways. But I wonder if the child that Kalin and the mum have would be a human or a mermaid next time. Marcy is a mermaid, so she actually gained her father's hair color, a mixture between her mum and father's hair color. Right now, Kalen's hair is black, but I do change it to a very sea green. It's very green, and it may come to a bit of a shock to you guys soon. Really like how I dressed him up. I try to make it a little bit beachy, and same with Marcy. I didn't really talk about how I dressed up her character, but she's kind of trendy as well. They're a bit of a hip family, you know. I think all of my families that I make in Creative Sim are a little bit eclectic, and their fashion sense is a little bit like trendy but quirky at the same time. Really happy with how Marcy ended up, and Kalin here, he ends up being a bit of a heartthrob as well. He actually ended up looking so much like Russell Brand, and it's so weird because I'm saying that Kalin is an attractive sim right now, and Russell Brand is a huge turnoff for me in real life, so I don't know how that is even a thing. I guess Kalin is like a Disney-fied version of Russell Brand. I have no idea, but anyways, he's a really cute sim. All of them are, the whole family are just adorable, and that's why I've called this video Cute Mermaid Family, because he actually just warmed my heart so much, and I just love the story. Now we are up to the mum, and it was actually kind of difficult to create the mum. I had to play around with making different children and then try to make her human, but then also look similar to Marcy. Oh my gosh, why didn't I make the mum first? I always make the children before I make the parents, and it's always such a pain. But I eventually get her right, and here is June. We haven't finished creating her yet, but she is just such a sweetheart. She's so adorable. I love her so much. She is, of course, native to Solani. She's a local, and she's lived here all her life. She was born, raised, and still living in Solani. And I don't think she'll ever leave, you know? She is a little bit adventurous. She loves the ocean. She loves to go diving as well, but we didn't give her Child of the Ocean. I gave her Child of the Island because I thought that would suit her a little bit more, but she definitely loves swimming and diving and stuff. So the story behind her is that she actually was a diver. She loved to go diving down for pearls, abalone, and all of that stuff. Her family weren't doing so well, so she thought that she could help them out by trying to get some of that abalone in her, and she was in a terrible, terrible diving accident, which actually left her scarred, and it nearly took her life. If it wasn't for Kalin protecting her, she would have actually died. That is how those two met. That's how the parents met. June and Kalin fell in love soon after and then had their child, Marcy. And it's such a cute story. It's a little bit sad because now June has this massive scar on her face, but I just think it adds to her beauty, you know? It gives her this unique spin. I think it looks really, really beautiful. And now June and Kalin have been raising their daughter Marcy in both worlds. They've tried to teach her a little bit of both, and that's why she has this integration of both the land and the ocean in her life. She's very passionate about it. June is a little bit, I don't know, she keeps Kalin in line. That's what I'm trying to say. She really keeps him in line. I know he's a bit of a trickster, but she's so tiny and petite too. I have the height slider mod in my game, so I was able to make her really, really tiny. And then Kalin's really tall. And I just think it's a really funny idea of this tiny woman just putting this mischievous mermaid in line, because usually he would be out partying with the locals and stuff, but she kind of keeps him from doing that. But June does like to throw a good party, a good fiesta every now and then. I definitely think that we're going to be throwing some parties in this Let's Play, because she does have a bit of a wild side herself. She loves to embrace her culture and share it with all of the youngsters, so I feel like she's going to be a little bit of a mother in the community. All of the other children will be allowed to come over whenever they like. She will cook and clothe them if need be, and if they need a place to stay, I think she would be the kind of mum who would let them stay over for as long as they need. So you never know, we might even have some strays staying over at the house every now and then, and by strays, I mean stray young Sims. This could be caused by family issues in other homes, and basically the mum is just there to lend a helping hand to any of these other children in the community, because she cares about the community and about Solani, and she really wants to try to pass on that knowledge, even if their parents necessarily have chosen to not stay in contact with nature and the islands and the tradition, you know what I mean. So again, that gives you guys a little bit of background on the story that I'm going to be trying to tell through this Let's Play. If you are planning on creating a little teenager sim for this series, maybe keep that in mind. They don't have to have parents, but they definitely could if you want. But if you want to go on the route where they don't have parents and maybe June kind of adopts them, that is fine. I don't think they'll be living there permanently, but maybe they could sleep over for a little bit. They have a bit of a halfway home, I suppose you could call it. Growing up, my house was a little bit like that myself. We would have people come over and stay for like 2 weeks or more at a time. My dad was always really nice and forgiving to especially young people who just didn't have a place to go. So I think that's something I really want to include into this series, because I haven't done that before, and it's something that we all need to think about. We all need to be more kind to each other, no matter who or where that person is. But anyways, we are just doing the finishing touches on our 3 Sims here. In a second, we'll get around to creating our puppy dog, which is called Doris. Now, all of their names are pretty much to do with the ocean, by the way. And of course, Anchor, you know, it's of a boat. And then Doris, I think, means something to do with the ocean as well. And Marceline means warrior of the sea. So I thought that really suit her. But their names are kind of inspired by Greek mythology or Roman mythology names to do with fairies, like water sprites and stuff like that. I know I could have went down the route of actually choosing some names that were a little bit more tribal, but I feel like that's maybe a little bit overdone, and we already have a bunch of townies in Solani with those kinds of names. June kind of has a very simple Western name, if you know what I mean. That kind of proves that not colonization has come to Solani, but more like an influence of Western culture. That isn't necessarily a good or bad thing. I just wanted to kind of explain why a local's name was June, not something different. It also helps me out because I'm terrible at pronouncing names. While I love a bunch of the different names that we have in Solani, like all of the townie names, I am probably going to butcher a bunch of them over and over again in the series, but we are going to try and learn, okay? And there we go, we have Doris created. She is like a blue heeler cattle dog is sort of what I was inspired by, but she is so adorable, and that is our family done. I'm really happy with the anchors. I think they're going to be so much fun, and I'm really excited for this Let's Play, especially now that I've gotten to talk it through with you guys. Let me know your thoughts about it down below in the comments section, and also don't forget to subscribe and click that bell for notifications so then you get notified when I upload the first episode. But yeah guys, I hope you all have a fantastic day. I love you all to bits, and I'll see you all next time.